is the third war. We have increased the rains in my region. The shortage cannot be solved within national borders. We created quite 11,000 water bodies, and when moisture enters the soil, greenery comes up. Click the link to verify your subscription and start receiving our newsletters. This is the method of global climate change adaptation. The problem is global, but the answer is usually local. So as a rule, we aim for specificity, naming the country in question, as saying low-income countries, for instance. Once I started this work 32 years ago, my region was very high in fieriness and yellow heat. We can achieve it using traditional knowledge systems. Sometimes we use developing world because, well, it just seems to figure best. It's short, it's convenient, and readers know what it means. Today, you can see there is more greenery and therefore more clouds over Rajasthan. But most war economies within the 20th century were deeply international in the supply lines. Now in my region we have no floods, no droughts. Here the global effects of the virus, which has lowered carbon emissions, saved lives by reducing air pollution, and paused much of our ordinary carbon-intensive lifestyles, create opportunities for a turn to green policy across the board. With the initiation of the conflict race within the 1950s, an apocalyptic war between the US and therefore the Soviet Union became a true possibility. By signing up, you're agreeing to our terms of use and privacy policy. Thank you. Sign up now. Check the box if you are not wish to receive promotional offers via email from time. In the short term, the rise in American needs alone will probably exceed the whole global annual production of 40,000 to 50,000 machines. Moreover, although the death toll will likely be high, we know that the pandemic will eventually end. It is certainly within the material and financial means of the United States and the European Union to overcome the virus and the social and economic dislocation caused by it. The blue heat of the Arabian Sea makes macro clouds, and these clouds come and give rain on areas of green heat, regions where there are forests and greenery. It bravely engages the enemy. Third World War be beneficial to humanity. But beyond the resolution of the COVID-19 crisis looms another problem: climate change. There are currently about 173,000 ventilators in the United States. East Asia, where the virus is under relative control, is where ventilators are often produced on a significant scale. When it involves 21st century warfare, the matter, however, might not be with looking back, but that we aren't looking back far enough. War economic production is usually conceived of as a national enterprise. Given the complex nature and high sanitary requirements of ventilator assembly, even the DPA will only allow a little conversion of producing plants for medical machine production. Click the link to verify your subscription and start receiving our newsletters. You can unsubscribe at any time. And that greenery takes carbon from the atmosphere, puts carbon within the soil, reduces temperatures by 1–2 degrees, and also encourages transevaporation. But yes, it does have problems. Red heat never allows clouds to give the rains, which come from regions of blue heat. Be the primary to ascertain the new cover of your time and obtain our most compelling stories delivered straight to your inbox. Will an emergency response to the disease send us out of the frying pan of the virus, into the fire of climate breakdown? The challenge we currently face is to mobilize unused labor and resources in certain sectors while protecting lives in the rest of the economy, including future lives that depend on winding down the fossil fuel industry. If you do not get the confirmation within 10 minutes, please check your spam folder. Intelligence Service. A key role in reaching this objective belongs to the Foreign Intelligence Service of the KGB of the USSR. Our intelligence service has a lot of experience, draws upon glorious traditions, has at its disposal loyal, well-trained personnel, and is armed with up-to-date specialty equipment. Such resourcefulness holds an important lesson for the present. The medical mobilization against COVID-19 will have to be similarly global. Our survey results also confirm that Australians demonstrate even greater commitment to these values, with 3 out of 5, 59%, millennials believing that the laws of war make a difference and reduce suffering, she said. There is an old adage that militaries set themselves up for failure by preparing to fight the last war. Just as Lend-Lease and therefore the Berlin Airlift provided US-produced war material for the remainder of the planet within the 1940s, therefore the realities of the worldwide manufacturing base in 2020 suggest that mass airlifts of ventilators and machine parts from China are going to be needed to support adequate Western emergency care. In this blog's first year of life, we've tried our best to use the right terms for the right stories. During the conflict era, 1947–1991, variety of military events are described as having come quite on the brink of potentially triggering War 3.